Well, hi. Today is Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. I'm Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. All right, so we've gotten some rain, and we're looking for rain for the rest of the week, and I'm still practicing my meteorological skills, which are, zero. Follow Jim Flowers on social media. He is much, much better at this than I am. I just look at my phone and say, is it going to rain? Is it raining? Okay, that's about all that I know. Coming up today, we are going to be visiting with Georgi Ivanov of The Best Wrestler. They just finished their 20-day camp and over 50 wrestling practices in 20 days, and very, very successful. Also going to talk to him about his new Lincoln facility and the new coach that they have hired there. It might be a name you recognize. All of that is coming up on today's show. Navigating the healthcare system can be challenging, frustrating, and time-consuming for you and your family. That's where My Nurse Healthcare in Council Bluffs steps in. Nurse advocates provide one-on-one guidance and support every step of the way. You know, with a dedicated nurse by your side, you're going to get the right care from the right provider at the right time. Visit mynursehealthcare.com. Let them take the stress out of healthcare. AIM Institute brings you Southwest Iowa Free Technical Training, or SWIFT, providing accelerated training for Iowans interested in a career in technology. The program, fully funded by the Charles E. Lakin Foundation, meaning that participants can register at no cost to themselves. Trainings are facilitated by AIM Institute instructors and taught both online and in person. Visit aiminstitute.org to learn more. And since 1870, Avela Bank has been providing Iowans with high-quality financial products and services to fit their needs. Whether you need a loan, would like to start a new business account, need to save money for a trip, or are looking to open a personal checking account, Avela's qualified bankers can help you. With all of that and more, visit avela.bank to learn more. Back with us this morning, it is Georgi Ivanov of The Best Wrestler in Council Bluffs. Thanks for your time, sir, and also congratulations on a successful camp. I've been watching your videos. I've been seeing updates on social media. It looks like you had a great turnout and a lot of success.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, it's been great. The camp was awesome. We had a 20-day camp here with kids from Canada and 13 different states. They stayed with us for 20 days. And then in the meantime, I hopped over to Connecticut for a couple of days to run a camp there for Bridgeport University. They just started a Division II program. So anyways, yeah, it's busy. Busy time of the year for us.
How did you get connected with the camp in Connecticut? Is this somebody that you knew, or did they just reach out to you cold?
Yeah, it's someone that I knew. I know the college coach that took the head coaching job. We were teammates at UNO. He was a national champion, and he just needs some help, creating publicity for the program and exposure. And we decided to do a wrestling camp, and that's how we did it.
How was that received there? I mean, I want to talk to you more about the camp here too, but how was it received there with taking something new to Connecticut?
It was great. Yeah, they loved it, and they want to do something every year now. So it was good.
So jumping back now to the Best 20-day camp, you had a lot of training crammed into 20 days. I mean, what did you do? 55 sessions? Is that the right number?
I think 51 was the
51.
right
Okay.
practice. Yeah, but so like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, we had 3 practices a day. And then Wednesday and Saturday, 2 practices, and Sunday 1. And we did that for 3 weeks. So,
how was the response with being on the mat that much and all the different things that they were working on? What kind of response were you seeing out of your athletes?
Oh, it was great. And our job is not to run them in the ground and and get them hurt and injured and where they can't recover, etc. Our job is we kind of each practice we reevaluate how they're holding up, how are they doing, how are they feeling. Making sure they're staying healthy and focusing on peaking them at the right time, which is towards the end. And right now we have kids nationals coming up, and we have Fargo for the older kids, and we want to make sure they're feeling healthy and hungry for wrestling. But yeah, that camp is intense, and it's great. They get a lot out of it. It gives us time to work on the fine details that maybe they don't necessarily work on so much or don't have the time to work on during normal practice schedule. And it's great. They get to see different partners from all over the country. So.
Also, did I see it correctly that you're putting things in place for the next one already? I think I saw a way that folks could get signed up already.
Yeah, absolutely. We already put it out there, and we're accepting reservation for next year. This year it filled up, so I figured if I put it earlier out there, people will have the chance to reserve their spot earlier, and because we're limited to 50 kids. And so, yeah, we were full this year. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's exciting. Not just because the camp was a success, but also that the response. I mean, people definitely see the value in coming and working out with you, with your dad, with all of the coaches, with all of the staff that you have in place. You really put together a good team.
Yeah, you know what I love about this? It puts Council Bluffs and the Iowa West Fieldhouse even more on the global map. So I'm excited about that, and it's just a great opportunity for people to learn about where the best wrestler is.
Well, we talked about the different coaches. You've got a new one now because you recently just opened a new facility in Lincoln, and you went out and got somebody running that show there. He's pretty darn good himself.
Yeah, he is. He's awesome. He's one of the best wrestlers in the country right now. Ridge Lovett, we partnered with him, and he's going to be running that location in Lincoln, and it's going to be out of Lincoln Christian High School. And we're so excited to get someone like Ridge. You know, a lot of people don't realize this. We've had a long-standing relationship with Ridge Lovett. My dad coached him at coached him in high school in the summers, and then made him. You know, Ridge made a world team in 2017, I believe, and my dad coached him in Greece at Worlds before he even ever committed to Nebraska. And so a lot of people don't know this. And now that he's done with his eligibility in college, we reconnected, and he knows our system. He knows what we're expecting. He knows what we're doing. And he's a great person, very charismatic, huge fan base. A lot of people love him. I mean, how could you not? And then, just the fact that we're able to partner up with him and he's going to be able to impact our kids at the best wrestler, it's just phenomenal. So we're excited.
With Lincoln now having been open for just a little bit, how's things been progressing there?
Things are really good, but we actually paused for June and July just because Ridge is really busy with camp season. He's running camps like every weekend. And a lot of kids in Lincoln, for some reason, don't do a lot of wrestling in the summer yet. We're going to try to change that culture slowly. I mean, that's the case in Council Bluffs as well, honestly, and we're slowly changing it, in my opinion. But yes, you know, we're starting again in August, first Monday of August, and we're going to go all year long, and we're excited for it.
One of the things about changing a culture, as you said, is by working with athletes at a younger age. And I know that you are reaching out and wanting to get some of those younger athletes, and maybe just some that are focused on other sports, and to be able to use wrestling as a tool to advance throughout their athletic career.
Yeah, great segue into this topic. That's why you're a professional, Todd. No, but yeah, we're actively looking for beginner kids. You know, we don't want. I mean, kids. If kids want to transfer over to the best wrestler and they have experience and they want to, you know, achieve something that they haven't been able to, great. We can work with those kids at the highest level, right? We've had world champions and Fargo champions, etc. But we want brand new kids. We want kids that have no idea what a wrestling mat is, right? Why do we want that? Well, one, it gives us it's a blank slate, right? It gives us an opportunity to develop those kids and develop the right habits from the get-go. It also allows us to promote the sport of wrestling to kids that are not wrestlers, right? Kids that are playing baseball and football and soccer and gymnastics and whatnot. Please come to wrestling practice, even if it's once a week. Why? Because it's proven over and over that wrestling is one of the best sports for developing an overall athlete. You know, developing strength, conditioning, agility, mental toughness, which is needed for any sport or in life, actually. So we want to invite those kids that are beginners to come and give it a try. Don't be intimidated because, you know, we've produced world champions and national champions. It's okay to come if you're brand new and have no idea what you're doing. As a matter of fact, we're inviting you.
So that how do if a parent is watching this and they talk to their young person and say we'd like to get them involved, how do they do that? What's the process?
Very simple. You can either go to thebestwrestler.com and then the best club tab, and then there's an online form that you just fill out, and then we'll follow up with you on next steps. Or you can just email us at info@thebestwrestler.com and we'll let you know.
I know that you have spoken many times about what you do at the Best Wrestler, and you talk about the pillars and how the wrestling is part of that, but there's other pieces to it as well. And that is something I believe that a young person coming in brand new is now going to have access to that part of it, and it just benefits them in so many other ways besides just the wrestling portion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a reason that I do camps like I did at Bridgeport in Connecticut at the university, right? What we're trying to do is we have connections with universities all over the country. We have connections to actually one of the schools that was there was GFA. I think it's Green Farms Academy. It's a private high school with great academics. But our goal is, for our kids the 3 pillars that we're focusing on are wrestling, which we use as a tool to develop them into better humans for life. And then 2, academics, and then 3, career. We want to make sure that if they ever need help with their career, with internships, job shadowing, interviews, etc., we can put them in touch with someone in the industry that they're willing to go into or wanting to go into. So those are the 3 pillars that kids at the Best Wrestler have access to.
With your philosophy with this, where do you think that came from? Is this something that was instilled in you by your dad/coach, or where did the pillars philosophy come from?
Yeah, partially, but I think mostly it was just through my own journey and my own life experience. I was all in on wrestling when I was younger, and I was doing great. I became 4-time national champion in Bulgaria, and then I was in an elite training program. I was living in a 5-star hotel, and my job was literally to train and go to school, and I was on a salary, and life was great. That was until a year later when I got hurt. I fractured my spine, and the coach at the time kicked me off the team. Didn't want to be liable, didn't want to do anything with me. Fortunately, I was able to recover and be able to continue to thrive in the wrestling world. But that was a big awakening for me, because I realized, hey, wrestling is not going to be forever. You're going to need education. You're going to need a career. So I think that's partially why I'm in the U.S. and I came when I was 16 without speaking English, and try to make it the American dream out here, right? And I think I'm living it right now, which I'm very fortunate. But I'm trying to create that same opportunity for kids in our club. A lot of times they come to our club because they think, oh, we need wrestling and we need to be really good at wrestling. But in reality, they don't really know what they're getting out of it. They're getting much, much more than that.
You and I have spoken on the business aspect of it, which would equate into the career of one of your pillars. And it's obvious to me that the business side of you is just as dedicated and just as passionate as the wrestling side. So I can see exactly where you're coming from. It's not just something you're preaching, you're living it.
Absolutely. Yes.
So
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I want to add, I'm living it. And I've worked really, really hard to get to this point. A lot of people don't really realize this. They just see us as competitors. They see us as maybe there's a little bit of, I don't know, jealousy, envious, whatever. But they don't realize, I've worked my butt off for all these things. There's a lot of choices that I've made that led me to this situation that I'm in. And I know what it takes to get to this point. I know what I've done. And that's part of the reason why I'm recreating this, and I'm creating the infrastructure for these kids to be able to not have to figure it out only on their own. We're here for them, and we're here to help them long after wrestling is over.
I also we've discussed this before in one of our many conversations, George. I wanted to touch on it again from an athletic standpoint, from everything that you achieved and from the trophies and from the titles versus in a coaching standpoint and in the position that you're in now and watching young people start to achieve some of their dreams. Where do those two things equate with each other? Would you put one ahead of the other, or are they so different that they're just completely separate sides? What do you call that?
They are completely different, but they're natural progressions, natural evolution. You go from a growth mentality, very selfish. Everything is about me as an athlete. Everything is about me. How do I peak? How do I develop? How do I get the most out of it? Right? It's all me, me, me. Naturally, once you're done with this and you achieve your goals and you accomplish your goal, you transition into the giver mindset now, which is, how can I pass it on? How can I everything that I've learned and I've utilized. The natural progression to that is, the fulfilling progression to that is, okay, how can I pass it on and see if I can change as many lives as I possibly can? That's what's fulfilling for me. That's just the natural transition into, the role that I'm in now, which is mentorship and guiding these kids that are coming through there's a lot of talented kids in the Midwest. There's a lot of talented kids in Council Bluffs and the surrounding areas, Omaha, right? So it's fulfilling for me to see how, even if it's a little bit, even if we're a small part of their journey, how we can impact them in a positive manner.
I think that falls into one of my own personal philosophies. I'm not sure if you can see it just over my shoulder is a word that hangs on the wall. It's just the word "and."
Yes.
And there's a reason that it's there. And one of the things is what you're talking about. You had the athletic side. You had the things that you were achieving before, and you have this now and are able to pass on that knowledge and that passion on to the next generation. Both things can exist. We don't have to choose one or the other. It's and that's one of the reasons why just that simple 3-letter word hangs on my wall.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a scarcity mindset. It's not one or the other. It's not always about competition. It's sometimes it's about collaboration and making things work and how do we provide more opportunities. But yeah, you're right. With that word "and," the possibilities are limitless.
That's a great way to put it. It is. It's limitless. That we don't have to. Obviously, there are times that you have to choose one thing over another in that specific moment, but it doesn't have to stay that way.
Correct.
And you can continue to achieve down the line. And here I'm preaching to the guy that is the one that is just personifies all of that. But I'm always grateful anytime I get a chance to talk to you, George. I come out of it feeling more inspired myself just with what I'm doing. You exude that. I'm not sure if you're aware of just how much that is. That, I'm not a wrestler. I never was. It was never even something that was offered at any school that I went to. But still, I come out of conversations with you feeling like, okay, I've got more that I can do right now. And that's a quality that I know others pick up on as well.
Thank you so much. Yeah, wrestling is life, and like I said, we use it as a tool to learn skills that, yeah, like you're saying, you're not a wrestler, you've never wrestled, but you can relate to the lessons that we're trying to teach these kids. So that's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, the website is thebestwrestler.com. Any of the things that we've talked about, you can get in touch with George and his team there and get those young people involved, even if they have never wrestled before. This is an option to open them up to something brand new, and who knows? You never know where something may lead. And I'm a big believer that their conversations are never bad. You can always learn something by just sitting down, having the talk with you, talk with somebody else, and find out whether or not it's the right fit for you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Just Sue Creative can help you build your business with website design, search engine optimization, content creation, marketing, everything you need to take your company to the next level. Sue Pitts has a passion for small businesses, helping them thrive in a digital world. A great starting point is by visiting her website, justsuecreative.com. Schedule a free consultation and just click on that free consultation button and you'll get started. Again, her website, justsuecreative.com. If you're looking for a laid-back spot with great food and even better company, come to the Mile Away in Council Bluffs. This family-run bar and grill is your go-to for mouth-watering wings, unbeatable weekly specials, and a welcoming atmosphere that feels like home. Whether you're catching the game, enjoying one of their daily specials, or just unwinding after a long day, the Mile Away has you covered. Located north of Council Bluffs on Old Lincoln Highway, it's the perfect place to relax and enjoy good times. Follow them on Facebook for the latest events and specials. The Mile Away, where great food and great people come together. And if you're feeling stuck in uncertainty, conflict, or miscommunication, The Spiral of Accountability by Carol Horner is your guide to breaking free from the fog that clouds decision-making and relationships. Learn how to recognize negative cycles, shift your mindset, and build a culture of clarity and collaboration at work, at home, and in life. So if you're ready to spiral up, get your copy today at Amazon, or visit spiralofaccountability.com to start your journey to a healthier, more productive team. That's going to wrap up today's show. Thank you so much for being a part of it. We've made it through the middle of the week and just a couple of more days to go before the weekend. My name's Todd Studer. Have a great Wednesday.